morning folks, it's currently Tuesday the 23rd of February, last week of February already. Yesterday Boris Johnson gave the announcement of the roadmap out of lockdown, which I don't really know how I feel about it. I both feel excited and terrified. Basically, the current plan is that, you know, everything will be fine and everything will be back to whatever normal is. I can't remember what it's like now. By June. Well, no, not by June. By July, I suppose. By like mid-June. So, or end of June. I think that's very optimistic and I don't know. But it feels weird. I feel like I've been in lockdown forever, so I've forgotten what normal life is like. But the thought that yarn shows like Yarndale might still happen in September actually terrifies me slightly. So that's the energy of the day. Yeah, the weather is beautiful. It's very windy. I am currently waiting in on a delivery for part of Maria's birthday present. It said it's meant to be here between 11 and 12. It's currently 11:15. And then I hope to go out for a walk maybe after lunch. But yeah, I was going to dye yarn today, but I think I've just succumbed to the fact that today, or this week's shop update, Saturday's shop update, is just not going to have yarn and is just going to have stitch markers in it. Last week was a bit of a write-off for me. I don't know. The mood wasn't there. I talked about it a bit in Monday's video, but I feel much better this week. I actually took half of Saturday and most of Sunday off, which feels weird to say. And then I had a busy video-based day yesterday of editing the Q&A and filming and editing the podcast. So that's good. That's going up Friday. And yeah, so I'm just going to try and bead as many stitch markers as I can in the next few days. And yeah, fingers crossed. But I am about to go get the bin in because I've just looked outside and it's very windy and I don't want the bin to go flying away because it was bin day today as well. Tuesday's bin day. I was too late, the bins had already fallen over. I try. But before I sit down and get comfortable and bead weave while watching Critical Role, let's go make a cup of tea. DPD, you surprised me. I didn't usually rate you as a delivery service because we used you when we moved from Germany and a load of our mugs got broken, but could also be due to they probably weren't wrapped up properly. So probably our fault, and the giant fragile in multiple languages written on them means nothing. But yeah, I popped some earrings in. These are by Lemon Drop, I believe, and they're just kind of little galaxy things. Because why not make the effort even if I'm just in old comfies? Currently, I am beading Tiny Pandas. I have made 3 so far, not all today. I started making them on Saturday. So I'm thinking of finishing these and then making some cows because it's been a while since I've made any cows. And they're super cute and they were requested. So I feel like it's cow time. That's not going to become a catchphrase. It's cow time. It's still very windy. It's just been so windy recently. I don't understand it. Unless we now just live down a very windy road. I don't know. But because we have the chimney and we have where the fireplace would be in our bedroom, sort of the I don't know what it's called, the flue, but it's all boxed in. I don't know if houses they must have done houses in the 30s. This house was built in 1935. I believe, so it's almost 90 years old. It's quite intense. Old house. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there would have been a fireplace in the bedroom, but it's been boxed off. Anyway, because I can hear the wind coming down it through the night, I always think it's someone like breaking in. because that's just the paranoia I have. I always think someone's breaking into my house, so that's stressful. Last night something really funny happened. Mario was sound asleep. We both were sound asleep actually. I have no idea what time it is, I still don't know. But it must have been at like 2 AM or something. And his phone fell off the bed, because he must have fallen asleep with the phone on the bed. Woke us both up because it made a racket, because I think it hit the door. Doesn't matter. Mario checked the time. He then got up and like brushed his teeth and started getting ready for the day. And then just came back in the bedroom, was like, why did I got up and started brushing my teeth for some reason, and he went on autopilot for an early morning. Then he got back in bed and went to sleep. And when he woke up this morning, and you know, like a few hours later, and was ready to go, I said, oh, good job, it's time to actually leave now instead of your random teeth brushing at whatever time. He was like, oh, I forgot that happened. I didn't. Oh, how amusing. How amusing. I got some more curtain samples in because we've ordered the sofa for here. I don't know if it's going to go here or if it's going to go along here. We haven't decided. We might change the layout of the room because the door is in a weird place. So this chest, I'm thinking, fits perfectly here in the wall. So it might go, oh, excuse me, it might go here in that gap there. That there, but it weighs 1.5 tons because the door is in a really awkward spot. I think they combined 2 rooms together. So where the wall comes out, I think that was attached, and they've built this wall here to make the living room longer. But it does mean that the door's in a really awkward spot. If this was The Sims, I'd just move the door along and then I'd have a bigger living room. I can't do that. So we think the sofa should fit, you're just gonna see my messy living room, should fit there behind the door, because this sofa went there when we first moved here and it might open up the room a bit more. But we were going to put the computer on a desk there, and that's why this was here, because it was going to like separate it off. I don't really know. I have no clue. I don't have a whole lot of experience in room design. So yeah, I suppose you can just keep moving stuff around. But we have a 2-seater sofa and a footstool coming in a beautiful like dark green velvet colour, which is nice. The room is painted a pale pink. I don't know if that comes through on camera, but it's a pale pink colour. So I'm looking at like blush coloured curtains. I was originally looking for like a oatmeal-y kind of colour, but I don't think that will look good because we were going to paint the walls cream, but the pink is growing on us. We quite like it. And plus it goes with some wedding pictures that I have. For example, this is a painting of my bouquet. Yeah, and that is a picture of Mario and I. I'm gonna put them somewhere else. I don't want them there. But that is just where the hooks were. But yeah, a nice blush pink would be nice, but I'm trying to find the perfect one. So it's tough. Because that would go nice with the dark green sofa, I think, anyway. But yeah. So I'm going to very briefly fill you in on on dye shed stuff, because I was meant to do it during the podcast and I forgot to talk about it, but that comes out on Friday, so that doesn't matter. And yeah, doesn't matter, because I said that my kind of almost brother-in-law, my sister's partner, is came round on Saturday to assess. Well, I still don't have a price, but we have an idea, which is more than I thought. I discovered we actually do have an outside tap. I didn't think we did, and this opens up a world of opportunities. The outside tap was hidden behind our old barbecue, which we still have. Yeah, it's like a charcoal barbecue, doesn't matter. And so I could run a hose. I could cut a hole in the wall of the dye shed. I could run a hose from the outside tap to the dye shed and connect it up to a sink and do it that way. And then drainage out, they would use the external drain, which is near the house, and run a pipe, and then there'd just be like a manual like kind of like a flushing system, not like a toilet flushing system, but like a pump, that's the word I wanted. Like a pump back to the drain, which is cool, So that makes me feel a lot more optimistic. I went in the dye shed with my brother-in-law, and he was impressed with how large the space is. I am too. I need to put boarding up on the ceiling. I think I might need to plaster the walls. There's like a worktop that's been built in, but all it is like a rickety looking wooden shelf almost. So that probably needs to come out. They just look like they're old doors. So that probably needs to come out. And yeah, I just need to get started on it. So, it's all very exciting, basically. It's actually possible. And yeah. But like I said, I still don't have a price, but that's okay. But because getting water to the dye shed will be cheaper, it will be worth, you know, for the whole drainage situ, and we don't have to dig up the whole garden to do it, which is very exciting. But yeah, so that is the update of the dye shed. We had, you know, minor steps forward, but they are still steps forward. Still need to get rid of the Christmas tree that's in there. We thought we could burn it, we cannot. You hear me repeat this a lot in the podcast on Friday, because I've already said all this. But yeah, very exciting. I am looking forward to having a dedicated space to Diane in, because I've just been sharing the kitchen for so long. I know, it's a woe is me situation, but yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna keep bead weaving and let you watch the rest of this bead weaving. I might speed up a bit. We'll see. There'll be nice music anyway, if nothing else. Oh, the cat. There's a cat on the roof. Cat watch, here's the proof. It's sunny, so there's a cat on the roof. It's funny, there's a cat on the roof. This is not the cat watch jingle. There isn't a cat watch jingle, but there's a cat on the roof. Cat watch. Good afternoon, folks. I'm still bead weaving. Yeah, the weather has turned really gross. I woke up briefly this morning and looked out the window, and there was a really beautiful sky. It was all red and angry looking, you know, red sky in the morning shepherd's warning, or as Mario says, red sky in the morning, shepherds are mourning, because the sheep are all dead, hence the red sky. It's what he used to think when he was younger. Anyway, but yeah, I thought, maybe it's not true for once. No, it is true. It's gone really gross. I'm very cold. It doesn't really show. My nails are going blue because I'm chilly. I should probably put Manuel on. We'll see. I'm currently bead weaving cows because they were requested. I need to have another look at the requests, but I have some rainbow sheep to make and whatnot. Oh, it's so blustery. But I thought that I would just make some cows because it's been a really long time since I made cows. So it would be cute. I didn't realise how much I play with my hair until I edited my Q&A. I think it was like I scratch my head when I'm like thinking or itching is the wrong word, thinking or speaking. It's a thing that I apparently have started doing that I need to try to stop doing. But yeah, I'm just gonna make a few more cows. I had lunch, it was very tasty. We made chicken dippers yesterday. As in, we had chicken that we then covered in breadcrumbs. See the scratching? Covered in breadcrumbs and then baked in the oven with salad. So I had some leftover chicken dippers from yesterday that I reheated in the air fryer with a big old salad, and it was delightful. But I am now stuffed because eyes bigger than my tummy. Considering I ate that over an hour ago and I'm still full, not just full but like pretty full, shows me that that was too much food. But it was so good. I even had, oh, this is going to annoy some people, maybe not. Maybe it's more normal than I think. Cold baked beans on the side of my salad, very nice. That's a thing that I got from my dad. My dad always does cold baked beans, not always, but my dad does cold baked beans on a salad sometimes, as does Mario apparently. So maybe it's not as weird as I thought it was, but yeah, I had just not many, not like, just like a quarter of a tin on the side of the salad. Anyone else? That's going to be repulsive for some people because some people hate cold baked beans, but it's very nice, much recommend if you do like a cold baked bean. I'm talking about food quite a lot. Yeah, I'm trying to up my water intake because usually I just predominantly drink tea all the time, which also counts as your water intake, but I'm trying to be better and not just drink tea all day. So yeah, orange squash is actually what I favour, which is like a fruit cordial, as opposed to just water, but I drink like a pint at a time. So yeah, I'm trying to do really better at upping my water intake. I don't know, I feel like last year I kind of let myself go a little bit and actually got quite unhealthy. To a worrying degree, a stark contrast to 2019, where in the run up to the wedding I was exercising a lot and I was walking a lot and I was running a lot and I was doing exercise classes and I was eating, I was gonna say I was eating really well. I wasn't. I was trying to lose weight in a short space of time because I slacked for so long. So I wasn't eating that well, but yeah, I looked really good. So I'm trying to get back to not the eating thing because that was a terrible idea, but more the exercise portion of things. Not that I've done any exercise, but I really want to get back to feeling healthier and better. I did a bit of hula hooping this morning because I have a weighted hula hoop. The only downside with it is the first few times you use it, it like really hurts and can bruise. So it did hurt a bit this morning. But I'm determined to stick with it and just like to start with, just try and do like 5 minutes every day and like build it up. I want to get to the point where I can just like stand and watch TV and hula hoop and not think anything of it. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, 45 minutes has passed. I didn't even know, because that would be great. I've never got to that point of hula hooping, but I would love that. But I just need to stick at it and keep going. That was kind of a stream of consciousness that you just witnessed to. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm gonna keep bead weaving these little cows and plug in my camera battery because my camera battery is flashing at me once again because this camera is really annoying. I know a lot of people said get a new battery I know, but I also just want a new camera. I don't know, there are many flaws to this camera. But I find it tough to justify a purchase of anything, even if technically it's a business expense, because I'm using it for work. I'm gonna go because I'm just gonna keep talking otherwise. So my sister texted me and we're going to start Couch to 5K on Monday. By we, I mean we're going to be doing it separately because we currently can't exercise together. So she'll be doing it by herself and I'll be doing it by myself, but we'll be able to hold each other accountable in doing it, hopefully. And yeah, starting Monday, so I'll probably do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, that checks out. And yeah, just get up in the morning, go for a run like I used to do. Because Monday is the 1st of March, so it makes sense to start on Monday. But yeah. Bit nervous about it, I won't lie. It's going to be very depressing how far I have fallen from having completed Couch to 5K and being able to run for half an hour to now probably struggling to run for a minute. So yeah, and I've moved to a hillier area, so it's going to be interesting. Need to find a new running route to get lost on. I got lost on quite a few of my runs a couple of years ago when I did Couch to 5K, so I have a whole new area to get lost in now. Thank goodness for Google Maps. But I'm currently beading tiny cow heads. I've been pretty on it with basically beading non-stop for the last 3 hours, which I feel quite proud about. I had a slight pause to go upstairs and have a look at my dress collection, I guess my wardrobe, but I can't fit in any of the dresses that I've got, so I really want my aim to be by the summer to be able to wear some of those dresses. That is the goal, and running will help that. So, not that appearance is actually what I'm focusing on, I'm more focusing on health, but it would be nice to have a whole new wardrobe again, because I'm fed up with wearing jeans and a t-shirt all the time. Which is what I currently wear. I used to wear such nice dresses. Maybe one day again. Hopefully one day again. So I just did some hooping. I didn't end up doing too much because, like I said, the weighted hoop kind of hurts to start with until your body gets used to it. Yeah. So I just kind of do it in like little slots with a break in between, and then it seems to stop hurting. But it just kind of hurts like here. But yeah, I just need to get back used to it again because I used to be used to it. Now I'm not used to it, so I just need to get used to it again. But I probably didn't end up doing that much, but it really hurts, so I'm trying. I only filmed about 1.5 minutes of me doing it, but I have done more since. I'm into 9 minutes of Critical Role that I put on when I started hooping, because I haven't watched Critical Role today. Yeah. And I had a break for a couple of minutes, so I've done a good chunk of time, I think, with the hooping. But I need to put my cardigan back on because I'm very cold. It's very cold. Hey folks, it's now a bit later in the day, as you can tell by the lighting change. It's currently 6:10. Mario came home. We had a very tasty dinner of like steamed salmon, potatoes, cabbage. We embraced our inner Scandinavians. Neither of us are Scandinavian, as far as I know. I don't know. I don't think I am. We've done the family tree before, and I'm very English, even into the 1500s, I think. But Mary's obviously Italian, but not that Italian, just a bit. I am doing the cast off of the sleeve of my fluff nugget, because I finished the sleeve, and it's a balloon. I talk about it in the podcast, which you'll see on Friday, so I won't go into too much detail now, but I'm just doing the tubular cast off, which I'm a big fan of, and actually isn't that, I thought it was going to be really difficult with 3 strands of mohair, but it's actually not that hard. So I probably will leave this here, because I'm just going to have a chilled evening with Mario until he goes to bed in about an hour, and then I will probably keep watching Critical Role while knitting the other sleeve for this. I suppose I could pick up the neckband if not. But yes, while knitting the other sleeve for this. So nothing terribly exciting to see, but whew. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's not the most entertaining, but I got quite a few stitch markers made, although it doesn't feel like that much, but I've made 13, which for me is pretty good. And it's going to be what I'm doing for the next 2 days as well, hopefully making more than 15, but we shall see. And yeah, just getting everything ready for Saturday's shop update, which is going to be yarn free unless I do my D-stash, which I might do. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Not only lets me know that you enjoy it, but also helps out the YouTube algorithm and all of that jazz. Thumbs down also helps the algorithm, so thank you. Yeah, thank you to the people who give it a thumbs down before even watching the video. I appreciate it. If you'd like to follow me on social media, links can all be found in the description box below, along with any other information that I think you might need. Feel free to subscribe. I'm posting 3 videos a week on this YouTube channel, on a Monday, on a Wednesday, and on a Friday, and I would love for you to join the party that is the Corner of Craft. We have a really good time here, and I would love for you to join the community. Turn on notifications if you want to, and to be notified every time I post a video. That would be fun. And yeah, the vloggy check-in, we love to see it. I can't believe I almost missed out the vloggy check-in. What have you been up to? How was your weekend? Was kind of, you would have seen this on Wednesday. How have your couple of days been? What have you been working on? What have you been knitting? If you're in England specifically, I suppose, what are you feeling about Boris Johnson's announcement? Yeah. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I've truly loved spending the day with you today, and I will see you very soon in Friday's podcast. But I won't talk to you until Saturday now. How confusing. Timelines. Bye.